Check once where the bros are here. Talking soccer, sipping root beer. From the stands to the pitch to your ears tonight. They break it down, no fluff, no gloss. Goals and misses, they count the cost. Laugh aloud while they analyze the fight. RSL bros, they're running the show. Kicking it live where the fans all go. From the mountains high to the valley low. RSL bros, they're in the know.
RSL Nation.
This is it.
Yep, this is it.
We are here. We're here.
I'm trying to think of a sad song, but I'm all the sad songs are coming to my head.
Well,
that
everybody-
one. Stop. That's my kid's sad song. I'm thinking of Everybody Hurts.
Name the band.
Can't.
How? That's REM, dude. Come on.
Nope. Not this guy. Not this guy. But guys, we've decided to show face because it's been how many days? 8 days.
8 days since the departure of RSL.
It's been a long 8 days. We were talking about it offline, and 8 days feels like a long time ago. RSL feels like a long time ago.
It feels like last month that I saw Christian.
It really does.
Almost. Didn't you? Weren't you guys together at the Colorado game?
We were together for the playoff game.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Guys, I want to start off by saying this. I know
Happy Halloween.
That's definitely
Happy
not where I was
Halloween.
going.
Marcos supposedly has a mustache.
Yeah, Margot supposedly has a mustache. We can't see it because he's so blonde. But
I need to pull out a Sharpie for you guys.
no thanks.
Oh,
Don't do
no. Don't do that. No.
In fact, I don't even want to talk about your mustache anymore. Ew. I do want to say this though. We say this very often with every one of you, but we're grateful that you are here with us, that you still want to listen to something RSL, because let's be real, even though we lost, I now miss RSL again.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I see the other games on my TV, other playoff games. I'm like, I wish that was RSL so badly.
So badly.
I mean, we're going to talk about that. What if RSL would have gone on? Should they have deserved to move on, etc.? But I know that some people are rolling their eyes thinking, nah, these guys are just homers. Well, yeah, we are. We really do miss RSL. We really want RSL to be playing year-round. But
Well, also, what kind of bandwagoner do you think we are?
Jazz fans? We're not Jazz fans. We're not Jazz fans.
We're not LA Laker fans. That's what you meant to say.
That's it.
Yeah.
Jazz fans are real fans because they've stuck with the team.
Yeah.
So.
In fact, we might talk a little bit about that because of the amount of comments that we've seen online. This episode is I don't give two flips about what everyone thinks at this point. The season's over. What are we going to do? Say, well, we're going to suck again? Doubt it. Because some things did happen. So we're going to talk about the Portland game. Because we need to talk about what happened. We're going to talk about all our thoughts on the whole season. But this isn't going to be like the official postseason, what do you call it? Postseason review. We're not going to do that. But we're going to give our thoughts. We are, though, going to get into the new announcement from RSL with Jason Kreis.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
What we think it means. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Because I think there's a lot of really out there opinions. Woo, woo, woo. And then just for entertainment value, we're going to talk a little bit about the MLS playoffs, just who's played, what's going on, and maybe if RSL would have stayed, could we have beaten someone? I don't know.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Let's dive into this. Portland, RSL. RSL goes to Portland. Christian, give me your thoughts on what happened, what you saw, all of it.
Oh, man. Where to begin? I mean, starting with the lineup, RSL actually had a pretty solid lineup. Cabral at the back, our standard back four of Katranis, Vera, Gladden, Yedlin. A decent midfield in Kauskan and Ojeda. And then Diogo, Luna, Gozo, and Olatunji up front. On paper, probably our best 11.
Yeah. I would change out one, but yeah,
Diogo for Cruz.
I even though we all see an 8.0 in FOTMob, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it at all whatsoever.
For me, it wasn't a Diogo. It was inconsistent. Like there were moments, but it wasn't enough. Um,
Yeah. There were
Yeah.
a lot of moments.
So last Tuesday, so the day before this playoff game, I went to practice, and I remember Pablo telling the team first 10, 15 minutes are the most important for you guys. I want you guys to take control and have momentum and do what you need to control this game. Did RSL do that? No, not whatsoever. It was the complete opposite. It feels like they were
yeah.
chasing Portland the entirety of that first half. And it was sad. Felipe Mora had RSL's defense like he had it written down.
Let's talk about Felipe Mora for a couple of seconds here. We're talking about a guy who, before this game, had not scored since May.
Right?
May. Like, it's gonna be May.
Of course,
And
it would be us that he would score against.
and that's the probably the most frustrating part because they have other better goal scorers than Mora. Mora is just a old Chileno that doesn't really know how to play anymore. In fact, they were saying, if I heard it right on the broadcast, he just had a new baby, either like the day before or the days before this game. So he was a brand new father again, right before. And they were saying, they said there's a phrase in Spanish translated means when a baby is born, bread comes in a basket or bread comes under your arm or something like that. Meaning that usually good fortune follows you after your baby is born.
Well, would you look at that? He gets a brace. He gets a brace.
And I want to talk about these braces though.
Hmm.
They weren't for me, they weren't great goals. In fact, Cabral saved the first shot on each of them.
It was just
They were it was just follow-ups.
Yep.
it was ball watching defense. We see on the second one where Cabral has that slap save, but then it's just Vera just watching more, just slide right past him and just have that tap in.
Well, between Vera and Glad, there was just a lack of as Marcos would say it, ganas. There was just no urgency to even go after the ball. Um, Christian, are you watching the goals just to make sure I'm because
So
it was 8 days ago.
Watching on the first goal, a little bit, I actually a little bit of Alex, honestly, ball watching and Ojeda slipping and falling.
Yeah. Um, in fact, there was a lot of that. If we're gonna go back to what Marcos was saying about the Pablo's asking for us to come out the first 10, 15 minutes as hard as possible, and we didn't. The first 10, 15 minutes was just a lot of ball watching. RSL is just trying to figure out if they wanted to play soccer or not.
I
And
just don't know. I don't know if it was the whole stage of oh my gosh, we made it to the playoffs. This is the real deal, or I don't know what it was, but it feel like it hit them hard, like a pound of rocks, and they didn't know what to do whatsoever. And then of course we see Glad score late in the first half, which that was not on my bingo card whatsoever. But we see Giogo doing what he's done these past 3 games, getting another assist, which yes, granted, we wish that was earlier in the season, but I like the form that Giogo is picking up as of lately, which is huge for him.
Mm-hmm.
but this is me being a pessimist. The assist wasn't really an assist in the sense of it wasn't a creative play. It wasn't him putting forth much effort. It was him going to receive the ball and just throwing the ball into the mixer. Yes, granted, wingers are supposed to do that. They're supposed to just throw it in and hopefully someone gets a head, a foot, something, and puts it on frame. I wouldn't give him so many accolades for just whipping it into the mixer.
Yeah. Honestly, I think while Giogo technically got the assist, hats off to Justin Glad. That was an incredible header.
Yeah.
Anybody watching it, I'm like, did that really just end up in the back of the net? Like just the angle, the difficulty of just flicking it backwards with your forehead. Like
Yeah.
you,
I
you,
mean,
you can't you, you can't do that on an everyday training pitch. That
no.
was incredible effort. If anything, for this game, Justin Glad's my man of the match for RSL.
Oh, that's a
Interesting. Interesting.
that's very interesting because, in fact, for me, once RSL started waking up, in fact, I think the only player that didn't really need help waking up and doesn't ever is Gozo. Gozo was always applying pressure.
Mhm.
That first half, he was applying pressure, connecting when he could a couple of times with Olatunji. Olatunji had an off game. That that's
Yep.
that's just the nature of the beast.
So I gotta ask you guys. So going into halftime, we're down 2-1. Did you think, yes, we might have a chance to at least go to PKs, or
Oh yeah.
Oh, like we towards the end of that half, we started getting more like what you mentioned after the first 15, even after we're going down to nothing. I still thought we can pull something out of the bag because we weren't dropping off. That's where I was thinking 2-1 down at halftime. We were talking. We always say 2-0 is the most dangerous lead, and to make it 2-1, that's exactly what teams that are down to nothing hope for to go bring it
Mhm.
2-1 right into halftime. That way you come out of halftime and just fire off.
but the worst of the worst happened for RSL. Middle of the second half is what we did not want to have happen. Taking off Victor, taking off Gozo, and I feel like that's where we lost our momentum. That's where we lost our attack, because bringing in Willie, bringing in Cruz, like, was that really the best option that we could pull in a must-win playoff game?
Well, I want to reel it back just a little bit because there was a change at halftime that was absolutely needed. Caliskin was not it that first
Mhm.
half. And again,
Agreed.
we can chalk it up to a bad game. I don't I overall, I appreciate the overall effort that a lot of these guys put in. Caliskin has been a workhorse for the past 2 months for us.
Agreed.
Um, First half was not his game, and it looked like he wasn't going to be clicking. So I agree with the change and putting it in Anelli, and Anelli showed a good entry because once he entered somehow I I felt, and I'm pretty sure the stats show that there was more attack. In fact, you can see in the momentum, the very first 2 minutes, 3 minutes of momentum was Portland, and then after that, all the way until the 65th minute, just justifiably, um, we had all the momentum, and it was just relentless pounding. Think that's what you're getting at, Marcos, at the 65th minute is when we at the height of the momentum. In fact, you could you could feel it. It was palpable. We
Oh
were
yeah,
dominating.
there was times where I think I can't remember who crossed the ball into Olatunji, and if he stuck out a foot or had a chest, maybe he could have
Oh.
had a chance. And that's when I was thinking, I was like, yes, yes, we're getting that momentum. We have Gozo who's set up chances. We have Victor who's looking semi good but not great. And that's where we see all these RSL fans scratch at their heads, yelling at the TVs, wondering, Pablo, why? Why once again are you doing these subs?
Yeah, because Victor and Gozo were the main two that were attacking in that second half. It's like whatever was said at halftime was clicking for them. Now, to your point, why change them out in the 65th minute? I think one of the I think Caleb asked in the post game.
It was Caleb.
Caleb, David James, one of them. Um, and they said something about fatigue, something about wanting to get more energy. I think Pablo said Willie is better in the box, And I'm thinking to myself, all right, I'm a pro Pablo guy. Pablo is a good coach.
Mhm.
He has good
Agreed.
strategies. He's a great coach and mentor for players. Now, this one definitely left me scratching my head, left me with a feeling of Pablo, I don't know what you ate before this game, but that was absolutely wrong. Um, and I guess the question is, after 8 days, we need to put it into perspective. Um, and it's more going to be like a what if situation. If Olatunji and Gozo stayed in for another 10 minutes, would that have been enough?
I think so. I think so.
Probably.
It would have. I'm not sure about a goal, but it would have had the momentum for more chances for that midfield to be able to stir something.
Well, I mean, in the second half alone, we had 17 shots with 6 on goal. We were knocking on the door. And this just goes back to what we've been plagued with for the past season and a half, taking it back to the Chicho days, being unable to finish good possessions because this team does a really good job of when they click to get into the box. We take a look at passes in the second half. 263 passes, 136 were in the opposition half. This is something that's completely different from what we saw earlier this season, but we were unable to be fruitful. Heck, 36 touches in the opposition box.
We were
were
in there.
right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't get that far in the box with so many touches and not score. You'd have to be going to BYU for that to happen, right? And just like and you take a look defensively, 7 interceptions, 7 clearances compared to Portland's 28 clearances, but like everything stat wise was we dominated that second half.
Yeah, that's what's. In fact, I want to maybe just slow down. Maybe I'm. I feel like I'm the correction guy, and it's not even like I have the actual stats, but I want to say that most of these stats, in the second half of the 17 shots and 6 on target, most of them I feel like came within those first 20 minutes before Olatunji and Gozo came off.
So
Mhm.
taking a look at the shot map, crew. Let's see. Willie had a shot that went over the bar from 7 yards out. On the 73rd minute, Luna at the 86th minute, that should have been a goal. That was a perfectly placed upper right hand corner. And that was from 21 yards out. From 24 yards out, Cruz had a rocket in the 74th minute that could have been a goal. Giogo, 69th minute. And
So you're telling me that 83rd minute was the last shot we had?
I think so. That one sounds about right.
That
or
Willie one?
No,
the last
the
the
Luna.
last shot on target was 90 and the 90th plus 6 minute.
Okay.
It was a
For,
header
for us?
by Cruz. The last shot of the game for us was by Jesus Barrea, but that was a total miss. 90 and 7th,
So 6 shots after the subs?
at least.
That means before the subs, in 20 minutes, we had 11 shots. If the stats
Woo!
are right.
And
So
I don't know if you guys saw when the subs were coming off Olatunji and Gozo, the look on Gozo's face, absolute sheer frustration. It reminded me of when he got subbed off in the World Cup. Same exact facial reaction. And I feel bad for him. 18 years old, and he was showing so much potential in his first full season with RSL. And this is what he gets from Pablo, being subbed off in a must-win game like this.
yeah, again, I think at this point, us and most of the RSL fans are just going to be complaining about that substitution pattern right there. I think
Yeah.
that is is how a majority of our season has gone.
Mhm.
In the
Subs that
sense,
make no sense. Subs that make no sense.
subs that leave you just dumbfounded. You're just
Oh,
like,
what about 10 minutes after those two weird subs, we see another sub where we see Ojeda and Jesus Berea, who has been riding the bench for RSL. Obviously, leading goal scorer for the Monarchs, 14 goals this season, but he has played one game for RSL off the bench this season. And that's what makes me so confused. Why? Why this game?
Fun fact: the Monarchs also crashed out in the first round.
Must be something that we do in the RSL organization. But I mean, here's the thing though. Pablo always makes mention of he gives players the opportunities when they deserve it because of their either whether they deserve it after practice having good practices. In the case of Barea, he's the leading goal scorer for the Monarchs. I mean, I can see why he did it, but I there seems to be a disconnect, a huge disconnect between the Monarchs and Real Salt Lake. Not gonna lie, I don't think that a lot of Monarch players actually deserve to be on the first team. But
That's fair.
that's not neither here or there. It's not even related to this game. But
My
it,
my thing is like off topic really quick. I think is if you're gonna have a Monarchs player come in this situation, they have to have been a sub throughout the whole season, up in from May until like about now.
I wonder if there's some kind of regulation of minutes where if they play a certain amount of minutes on the Monarchs, they can't play a certain amount of minutes on Real Salt Lake the very next day. I don't know, something like that.
Could
But
be.
But
but
That would make sense, actually.
I agree having Barea come in a key game with 12 minutes left. You I can see why though, only because when you look at who's left on the bench, the only other person that would make sense in that position would be Ruiz.
Mhm.
And he's been coming off of injury. I think the month prior he came off of injury and then he's trying to get back in. But I I don't like it either. Um guys, with all
All
this,
right.
we crashed. I do need to ask though, what is your guys' go-to comfort food? Like quick on the bat, if you have it right there, what's your quick comfort food? If
Gummy candy.
you have it on hand right now?
I've got Mike and Ike's right now.
Oh, gummy candy. Margos?
It's not quite gummy, but yeah.
I love me some good Sour Patch Kids.
Do you have it on hand right now?
I do not.
Well, see that it
Oh, like
has to be like
okay,
handy.
fine. Some popcorn upstairs.
Popcorn?
It's classic popcorn.
What about
Yeah,
you?
Cocoa Puffs.
Hmm.
I had myself a bowl of Cocoa Puffs after the game.
But
Fair.
if I were to describe this playoff game in honor of Halloween tomorrow, this was definitely some candy corn. This was definitely some candy corn.
Oh,
Oh, that's
that's
rough.
rough, bud.
I mean, if I were to describe it as Easter candy, it'd be Peeps.
No, it's the massive jelly beans. They try to be the real good thing, but they're not.
No, this one left a bad sour taste in my mouth because of, uh, I mean, what?
Robin eggs, the
Robin,
malt ones.
I like those.
That explains so much.
You don't like I mean, I usually just
The
let it sit.
malt?
Yeah, I like letting it sit in
Ugh.
my because I guess you don't like Whoppers then.
No. Ugh.
Well, that's all right. We there's nothing written about likes. That was a total bad translation in Spanish from Spanish. Um, um, guys, it really just left me down because I mean, I don't like to be wrong when I say stuff, but I really felt like we had the potential to do a lot more, and we literally dropped the ball.
You're not wrong in saying that, though.
But I when you read the stuff online, I almost feel like I'm looking and watching a different RSL team than most people.
How
When
so?
uh, look when you see people, I don't know, you see a lot of the Pablo out crowd, you see a lot of the we need to get rid of Cruz. We need to
Mhm.
Olatunji's not living up to to whatever. I've even seen some people, and I know you guys are not on this wagon either, but some people want Catranes out because he's not living up. I've seen it. I've seen it.
What?
I know. I've
I
seen it.
want you to find a more passionate player for RSL this season than Alex Catranes.
Ooh, speaking of, think whatever you just said triggered something for me. Um, I think the reason why I'm frustrated also is because you had quotes by players, like Olatunji and Catranes that said they have played in environments that have been more hostile, and yet they didn't seem to show up in the biggest moment that we needed them. They talk
Yep.
about having Champions League experience. They talk about playing in these big games, and yet they're at Little Providence Park playing on a
16,
turf field.
mind you, only
Oof.
about a little over under 17,000 were there for this playoff game.
Yeah, and so anyways, that whatever you just said, it triggered that thought in me. I was like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, they did say that right before in their interviews. But anyways,
No, I'm not gonna lie. I am just like many of the RSL fans. I'm frustrated. I'm disgusted. About 5 years in a row now that makes it that we have been knocked out first round of the playoffs. And I, like many RSL fans, want us to progress. I want us to be to the point where we can advance to the second round, but I don't want that. I want us to be able to get to the conference finals, be able to play for trophies. I want us to be able to compete with Seattle, with the LAs, with Minnesota now, who's a top dog, and now San Diego. And I want all of them to be terrified to come to America First Field. But with having a change at president for RSL, I think we're going to see that.
yeah, in fact, let's get into that. Yeah, that's a really good segue because um I I think this new change is going to bring a lot of change that I want to see.
Mhm.
So
Not just for the team for RSL Monarchs. I think we're going to see a change with the stadium, with the fan culture as well.
I mean, that's the hope. So
For the Royals as well too. Don't forget the
Yeah,
Royals.
absolutely.
um
All three.
as a quick recap, Jason Kreis officially hired and announced as the president of soccer operations.
That sounds
Um,
like a fun job. Stressful but fun. Jason, if
AK,
you're hiring.
if you're hiring, please. Here's though I want us to maybe hash this out. Um, one, how is it different from his role that he had with Kurt? Because from the title, it's almost pretty similar to what he had. So I guess this is total opinions at this point. What do you guys
Mhm.
think is the difference between his previous position and this position? And then let's talk about the stuff that he said in the press conference that most of us probably liked. Marcos, what are your thoughts?
yeah, so pretty much from what I get from the title, obviously, I believe Jason is over the salary cap, any football related stuff. So with managing the rosters for all three teams, Monarchs, Royals, and RSL. Um, and I guess just analytics overall, and then player evaluations.
Okay. So I guess how's that different than what he was doing before, Christian? Or if it is it different?
Um, I think one of the biggest changes is actually if you look at the organization of RSL, he went from under Kurt to Kurt's boss overnight, which is, to be fair, gotta be weird for Kurt. And now he's overseeing RSL, Monarchs, and the Royals. And something he talked about during his press conference, he's going to be taking elements that he likes from each organization and implementing it across the board and getting rid of the things he doesn't like.
Which I would love to hear the stuff that he didn't like. I know they weren't mentioned,
Right.
but I th I got the feeling during the whole season, and I know both of you have listened to Jason many times on the Spence Checkett show. I think that's where he spends most of his time if he's going to be
Hmm.
interviewed. Um, he did not seem pleased at all whatsoever. How long has Jason been around with us? Since 2023?
Yeah,
2023. Yeah.
back with us. Back
Back
with
Back,
us.
back,
back.
back. Correct. He has not liked the recruiting at all. Like 1000%, he has not liked it
Oh no.
ever since he came on, which was
Um,
mid 23. So that means after Chicho. So whoever did the Chicho hire, I think it was Elliot did the
Elliot.
he did the Chicho hire, right?
Correct.
So after that point, he has not liked anything since. Which, but the tone, real quick, the tone in his interviews, and I tweeted this out, has been that he has not. It seems that he has not been able to jive well with Kurt in the sense of ideas.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say the exact same thing. It seems like when they are looking for players that they want to change scoring goals, especially, they're looking for two completely different things. We see when Jason was head coach, we see the many beautiful pickups that he saw from South America, and
mhm.
I'm hoping that that's where he's gonna line up in South America, or just finding diamonds in the rough that are key pieces for this squad.
And something that I think that he also brings to the board that where he might disagree from Kurt, and I don't know, this is just me inferring here, is how he talked about how the season went. Was he happy that the team made the playoffs? Yes. Was he happy with the season? Not at all. He did not hold back about it. He's like, no, that was completely unacceptable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I guess that's what makes me think that quietly and among with you guys and amongst a few others, I've been anti Kurt for most of the time. I have not liked his pickup. I have not liked his strategy. In fact, his strategy and his pickups and his scouting have mostly, if I'm please correct me if
They've
I'm
all,
wrong,
well,
mo
they've all been European. Most of them,
all European. Um,
obviously, granted, they got Cruz and Rafa.
right. I mean, there's one-offs, but the majority of them
Well,
have been
Yeah.
European based. And here's the thing, in this league, European base does not work in the Western Conference. Eastern Conference is full of Europeans, unless you're in like the South, like obviously Miami, Orlando, Atlanta. But the West is full of Hispanics, full like to the brim. You have teams that are
Hmm.
have a corner market on Colombia, a corner market on Mexico, corner market on you name it. And RSL seemed to be one of those off ones, kind of like with in the same boat as Colorado because Colorado doesn't have an identity either. And it was super frustrating this year, last year, and especially last year after Chicho shut down.
yeah.
We bring in Diogo and Dominic, who for me were absolute flops of players. I mean, there's no other kinder word to say besides just flops. And so, um, I really think that one of the changes that needs to happen. I stutter because I don't want to come off as someone who thinks they know what they're doing, but I honestly think Kurt needs to go in the sense that I I need someone who is a little bit more flexible with who we used to be. Now, I don't want a new identity. We had something that worked 15 years ago. Let's try to go that route again instead of trying to build something new that we've been trying to do for the past 10 years and been unsuccessful.
I agree fully with you, Alan. I feel like with Kurt, because obviously he was the face of Seattle because his dad was there for quite some time,
Yeah.
and he was trying to, I guess, build what his dad brought to Seattle and kind of bring that to Salt Lake. Two different styles of football over there. Was when we saw 2009, 2013 with Jason, we had that identity. We had South America. We had what was flowing here, and
Mhm.
I have all the faith in the world that Jason knows what he's looking for, and he's going to bring that back.
Oh, absolutely. I I tweeted this out.
I would run through
I
a brick
would
wall for Jason.
I would run through a brick wall for Jason Christ.
Bro. I mean,
A
the
thousand
way he
percent.
the way he was saying things at this press conference, where he says, basically in a summary, we will see changes and we will basically come back to glory.
Yeah. I think this offseason, Jason and the front office, they're going to do a huge clean of the house and figure out who wants to stay and actually compete for trophies because he means business,
And I hope he does. I mean, he ran what seemed to be a tight ship when he was
Yeah.
around.
right?
It was literally as kind of like the substitution pattern that happened in this last game. As soon as Jason left the organization at the end of 2020, or sorry, 2013, everything went to the crapper. Jeff Cassar could not keep players to save his life. 2 seasons later, he was fired. I mean, we've already gone through the whole rundown. Who came after Cassar? Was it Mike
Petke,
Petke? Petke was after
Petke,
that.
and then
That
Freddie.
that was a show and a half, and I'm pretty
Yes,
sure
it was.
there's a couple of interim coaches in there.
Oh, you
I
had
can't.
Freddie.
Yeah, there's probably some interims for a little bit, and then Freddie, and then yeah,
Freddie's not even a real coach, bro. He didn't. Freddie's not even, bro. He's
I
he's as
I
good
wish
as a water boy.
I wish Pat Key could have just kept his
I mean,
anger in check because I enjoyed him as a coach. He was a good coach. He had good strategy. We won games. We did really well. He just couldn't keep his anger.
I enjoyed his, we'll call it theatrics. I enjoyed it because I'm a verbal expressive person, and as a
Mhm.
coach, I appreciated that. Pablo has it every once in a while, and I appreciate it. But what I cannot stand for, especially with Pecky, is when one has a temper that can't
Yeah.
be controlled. And even as a player, that dude was uncontrollable.
For
Absolutely
sure.
uncontrollable. Which I mean, small side note, that's why I wouldn't want to bring in Kyle either.
Kyle does have a temper.
I don't know how he is now. I haven't seen him coach. I haven't gone to a UVU game, but that's probably one of the reasons why I wouldn't want Kyle to come back for RSL. But it's I think we're looking at more positive days now with Jason. I think everyone needs to give Jason the opportunity, because
Yeah.
really there's better days ahead. Leave This is gonna maybe irk some people. Leave Pablo out aside.
Mhm.
Pablo is not 100% of the problem, nor is he 50%.
I personally think under Christ, he's gonna be able to flourish a bit better.
I think so because
And Christ
one,
is a fan of him. That says a lot.
well, and that's what people have a problem with, though. People are saying, "Oh, great! Now we're gonna have Pablo." I mean, obviously, it's been announced and spread rumors throughout the RSL Nation that Pablo's is signed again. But I think people have an issue with Pablo staying around and being well liked by management. When you're a likable guy, you're gonna stay.
Hmm.
That's just the nature of it. He's not a bad coach. He was given the wrong tools. He was given a hammer to screw in something. Seriously, he was
Yeah. No.
he, he was
And
given a
my
rubber
question
band
for
to nail a nail.
and my question for the Pablo Out crew: who'd you bring in realistically? I don't see any coaches on the market that would be worth our dime or our time to
If
bring
we
in.
if we were really realistically to get rid of Pablo tomorrow, we would just go through the MLS carousel and go pick up somebody that doesn't have a job right now, and we'd probably be back to where are right now. So
But there is one coach that I would definitely love to give a chance. Who
Pep Guardiola.
No, a former MLS coach that doesn't have
oh,
a job right now,
I'm trying to think.
and
Tell me.
he's on Apple TV.
Oh, Portland's old head coach.
Savaresi.
Yep, yep. Gino Savarese. Yep.
I would give Gio 100% a chance.
Yeah,
He did
the
he did good with Portland.
the passion that he brought for that sideline.
Mm-hmm. And for those that don't know, Gio Savarese, I mean, look him up. He did really well with Portland. He brought over a bunch of Hispanics and just I think they won MLS Cup with him. Did they not?
Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
Or
with
was that
Matt
or was
Borchers.
was that with Caleb Porter?
Caleb Porter, I think, won it, but then I think they made it 2021 and then lost.
Something like that. Anyways, um, and maybe make a quick mention. Um, I know we might have just given our opinions real quick, but Pablo out.
No,
No.
no.
Ooh, Marcos is doubting. What happens? Come on, say it.
Halloween's tomorrow, guys.
Come on.
I'm gonna Pablo out. Pablo out.
But I mean, give me
Why?
a reason.
Why? Like I mentioned about 10 or so minutes ago. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with losing first round of the playoffs. Like, yes, like you guys mentioned as well, like it's not just a Pablo thing. It's the player thing. Like Pablo needs more tools to work with instead of like a Cruz, instead of a Johnny Russell or whomever. But I think it's all the above. I think it starts first and foremost with a Pablo, and then it's players. So
Ooh, and that's where we would disagree because for me it doesn't start with Pablo. For me it starts with the recruiting who bring in
for
players.
sure, for sure,
And from there Pablo has to work with that player to try to mesh him in. And if the player doesn't want to or can't mesh in, why is that Pablo's fault?
I was gonna say a lot of it's player culture and how they interact and stay together. The best teams are the ones where they spend all their time together outside of practice and obvious time with their families. They're together, and that makes such a big difference in how they play on the field.
I mean,
You,
if this was a Pablo problem, I think if it was up to management, they would want him to keep playing Giogo as the DP and
for
not
sure,
true.
putting Gozo. And if that's the case, that would have been a Pablo problem for me because he wasn't choosing the right players. But because he benched Diogo so often this season, that tells me that he has the balls to make the decisions.
for sure.
Just he needs the tools in order to put the right players out on the field.
But let me just clarify real quick. I'm not 100% Pablo out. I am 1 foot at one foot in, 1 foot out. So it's a 50-50.
All
It's
right.
totally 50-50 both sides.
I'm glad I could change your mind. Pablo should not be out. Change my mind. that
Not entirely. Not entirely.
Hmm.
hmm,
Okay,
very interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting. Any other thoughts on Jason being called up?
I love it. I really do. Congratulations, Jason. Looking forward to, especially next season when we get a chance to chat.
Actually, I when does the winter transfer window open?
Isn't January 1st?
Second. Anyways, I'm gonna be waiting anxiously that first week because I bet you anything they're already starting to put the boots on the ground. They
Oh
have
yeah.
to.
Oh yeah. I'm excited to watch what he does. 110%.
Yeah.
And I
So
know our friends for our our sister podcasts and our contacts within RSL are also very excited. I'm not going to drop names because yeah.
that's fine. Um. Anyways, guys, we're super excited, even though we're out. And I know most of you, and we're not going to get into this long drawn out conversation of who really wanted RSL out and whatnot. We're out, but this does mean, just like as High School
There
Musical would say,
we're
this could
all in
be
this.
no,
Oh, no, not that one.
this could be the start of something new. Come on, no.
So right to be
Man
here
card.
with you. Oh, and
Uh,
now looking in your eyes, I
Stop.
feel in my
Shut
Mute
up.
him. Mute him.
I
Mute him.
can't. I can't. Yeah, I
You're
can.
the host.
That's true. um, I only have my chapstick I can give you. That's my only man card I have on me. Anyways, um, Anyways, we'll leave you guys here because I know we're in the off season now. RSL might not be the most liked topic or most listened to topic, but
But don't worry, there's still soccer to watch. MLS playoffs are still happening, and there's some good games, so don't miss out on those.
yeah, don't get me started. Some people are like, "Why watch MLS playoffs?" The same people that are watching Bundesliga and don't have a real team. Come on, guys.
Pick a
Watching
team.
choosing Augsburg and Lens. Who watches those Lenses? Sorry, that's French. I don't know. See, who doesn't watch I watch more MLS than I do any European league, to be honest.
That's true.
But anyways,
But be grateful for the European leagues because we get soccer 365 days a year because of the European leagues.
for now
Uh-uh.
until we change
Gone.
schedule.
Garber better not touch a thing.
Gondarber. Come on, you don't want to play a game January 23rd
Oh,
at America First?
I would be there. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
would watch as LAFC complains again. This team is never on the field. We can't play
I have a feeling that Cherundolo is not going to be with LAFC at the end of the season.
Oh, he already announced. He already announced that this is his last season.
You see? My
Yeah.
feeling was right.
Yeah.
But taking a look at the bracket, he's got a few games left.
For
I mean,
now.
My
I mean,
hot take, Peter Vermes is going to go to LAFC. You heard it here first.
That'd be the biggest waste of time for LAFC. The only place that he would go to is probably Colorado. Not gonna lie.
Okay, but save that, clip it right here. Peter Vermes
To Colorado.
Okay.
to LAFC.
No.
No. But let's take a look at the playoffs. I mean, Alan, do you have the results up in front of you from the first game?
I can
of
pull them
the
up in like
true playoffs.
3 seconds. Watch this. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. All right. So Eastern Conference. Oh, this was a surprise. Philly and Chicago 2-2.
So Chicago went up, I believe, 2-1 or 2-0 in that game, and Philly came back from behind.
Right. But the fact that Philly was struggling, surprise.
Yep.
And I think Philly was at home too. That's more surprising. Charlotte, New York, and sorry, NYCFC. NYCFC won 1-0 on a nice Tuesday night.
Oh, and it was a solo effort from the goal scorer. Well, who was it? Give me 2 seconds. It was Alonso Martinez. You should go watch the replay. Phenomenal solo goal, like incredible.
Nice. Miami, Nashville. Miami 3-1. This is game 2 of a 4-game series, it seems like. Or it might just be a 3-game series, but started from before playoffs. And then Hell is Real looked like a pretty good battle. 1-0 for Cincy.
Yeah.
West, though. San Diego beat Portland 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Expected. Minnesota, Seattle 0-0. I expected that. That sounds about right. LAFC beat Austin 2-1, and Vancouver beat Dallas.
Crushed.
Sorry, that's
Dallas.
the correct word. Crushed 3-0. That Dallas is absolutely ridiculously bad. I hate that they won on decision day, and I hate how we tied, because if we would have won, yeah, we would have had to play Vancouver. But
We would have had a game at home. We would have
Yeah.
had that game at home.
we would have had at least 2 games.
Yep. And I still think this is Vancouver's tournament to lose.
I think you might be right. But they got to get past the LAFC.
They can do it.
I hope so. I want a new champion this year, for sure. All right, guys. It's been great. This was your RSL recap. Now here's the thing. I know you guys love to hear us. But we're going to slow it down for the off season because, well, it's it's the holiday season, and sometimes we get a little bit busy, and sometimes RSL news gets a little bit slow. So
Aw.
we're gonna do this every other week.
Aw.
So,
But
but
keep
Aw.
shut up. Keep your ear open for we're we've been talking. We want to try to mix things up. Maybe get a player in the off season on here. Maybe do a guest cast somewhere.
hey, we're
We'll
open
mix this
to,
up.
to anything. So, well, heck, we might even just throw in a not a live session, but we might try to go get all three of us together. I mean, who knows? Maybe
So
for
you can
like
see how short Marcos is.
yes.
And you can see my mustache in real life.
No, you
Stop.
can't.
Maybe we should get together for the World Cup draw.
December 6th.
Wait, but no, that's a weekend. That's on a Saturday, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
If it's a
Oop.
Saturday, that's a
Mm.
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 Oh yeah.
Oh my.
It's
Yes.
actually it's
Oh.
December 5th. It's on a
my.
Friday.
Oh, them everyone's gonna be working because they're during the day. Oh wait, no, it's gonna be done here in LA, right? Or in Miami, New
Yeah. It'll be
York.
in the evening.
DC. DC.
Yeah. Still.
Uh, anyways, we'll figure it out when it gets there. Guys, we appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. RSL's done, but we're not. So stay tuned.
Marcos.
If you're not already, make sure you head over to Instagram, head over to X, head over to TikTok, and follow us at the RSL Bros. Catch us where you catch your podcast on Spotify and Apple, and watch us on YouTube. And head over to Alan's house if you need candy for trick or treating.
Actually, no, we'll be at a Halloween party, but anyways.
Hey, we appreciate you, RSL Nation. We will see you very soon.
Stay safe, trick or treating, everybody.
Ciao, ciao!